I think it was my third event in glory where Rico Verhoeven captured the heavyweight belt, and now all of a sudden it's, I don't know, a decade later and he's still fighting to defend it. We were watching Verhoeven, and I don't know the name of the dude he's fighting. I'll have to check it out in a second here, but I do know it's a rematch. They fought in a 8-man tournament. Rigters is his name. They fought in an 8-man tournament, made it to the finals. Rico got knocked down by a spinning back fist, and then came back and won. But a lot of that is based on how much damage you took prior, right, in the early fights. Rico is out of a southpaw stance, which is different. I don't think I've ever seen him fight out of that southpaw stance. I wonder why that is. Lots of movement early on from the big guys. They're not just standing in place. Rico always looks serious. Okay, now he's back to his orthodox stance. Rico coming pretty heavy with the low kick setups, but so is his opponent. So the size of the legs. When you look at Rico Verhoeven, you see the mass of the thigh, and that was the main thing that I noticed when I was talking to him or I was looking at him at the weigh-ins. It's just going, holy smokes, his lower body is so big. Rigters throwing calf kicks, a decent number of them so far, and Rico's not getting that check off when he's in his orthodox stance. There's that spinning back fist that scored the knockdown the first time they fought. I saw something in the keys to victory for each person, and it was saying for Rigters to be unorthodox. He has to throw those unorthodox techniques, but he just took a clean overhand, sort of overhand crossy hook kind of thing. It's interesting how Rico throws it. It kind of comes around, but it's long. It's very well done. Again, the calf kick there. Off balancing Rico. You have to wonder, especially in these 5-round fights, how much damage can the leg take down below the knee? Dangerous spot to get hit. And for two big dudes, they are, as always, standing very close. Oh, a scissor knee, but I think it must have been to the groin. The way he's hit the floor there. Yeah, Rico's checking to make sure that... Oh, did they give him a count? I'm not sure 100% what's happening here. It looks like the ref was giving him the count, but the manner in which he dropped so quickly makes me automatically think that, yeah, it wasn't a knockdown. Let's see again, slow replay. It's really hard to tell from that angle. But when the guy kind of like breathes out like that, it's not the same. It's a fast recovery though. If it actually landed clean on the groin, very, very slow. Very often, oh, they both bombed big shots in there at the end. That was a nice scissor kick to finish the round. I was watching the lead up to this fight. A lot of it was based on Rico's the king, Rigters is the prince. And I guess he's probably had a pretty good successful run within kickboxing and glory, if they're calling him that. And it's shaping up to be a good fight so far. I mean, I'm not going to say too many people have challenged Rico because he's definitely had to come back from adversity. But this dude looks like he's presenting some problems, but Rico's still right in there. Took a hard overhand in the first round. I like the little pump fake of the lead leg that Rigters is utilizing. He sort of pops it up, slides in with that front kick fake. It's working well. Yeah, sharp dude, especially for a big boy. Rigters also holding his lead arm very far out, almost like that Soviet style boxing where they really reach with it. It's in the way, and you can see he's landing his jab, but one of the main reasons is he doesn't have to travel the whole distance. He just gets that little snap at the end, and it's allowing him to land the first shot and then have more success with the second one. If you're Rico at this point, I think a pressure fight is a good idea. Really chop down those legs and put the pace on him, because we know Rico has great conditioning, at least he did in the past. And I feel like he might be able to break his opponent down a little bit more than playing that chess game with him, because that long arm, those unorthodox techniques, that all adds up for a bad technical fight. First round going the way of Rico, 3 judges to 2, very close. That is the end of round number 2, and man, Rico's still looking sharp. I guess really anybody who's a Glory champion is looking pretty darn sharp, even the guys who are not as technically as proficient. But for heavyweight, Rico, he's always looking good. And that reminds me, guys, if you want to learn from a Glory champion, I guess former Glory, but 2-time champion, guys, make sure to check out down below. I got my strike ready. We got the defense course, which has just been a huge hit. And then we got the assault course, which is in terms of offense. So you guys can check both of those out. And I know you'll love them. Many people have been taking those courses, have just been giving me such great feedback. Fights like this, if they can actually go the distance, you know, not as likely with the heavyweights, but when you do see the technical back and forth, less haymakers, but every shot has the potential to end the fight, it just really shows how diligent these guys are, how tough they are. The defense, just, it's good. You know, they can't make mistakes. Round number 2 going the way of Verhoeven unanimously. So he is up right now, 2 rounds to 0, but he's taken some shots, right? It's not just smooth sailing. He's not beating through this guy, and Rigters definitely has the ability to make some damage happen. I think he's just got to slow the pace of the fight a little bit, keep pumping that jab. I would elongate that left arm again, keep Rico at the end, and really try to focus on capitalizing on a slower pace fight and land those big solid individual shots like he was doing in round number 1. Get back after that calf because Rico was not checking successfully from his orthodox stance. Ooh, that low kick. That one looked like it hurt him a little bit. Rigters, it was off the back leg, and I was just doing some sparring a couple weeks ago and went, yeah, I got to condition my back leg because I took 5 or 6 hard low kicks there and went, ew, that stings. So if Rico can keep getting after that back one just above the knee, right? The closer you can go to the knee, I think the better off you are in inflicting damage. Whoa, that one hurt him. That one hurt him. He took a flying knee on the way down, which might have not been legit, but he looks wobbled. Oh, but Rigters looks cut. He's not going to have enough time to keep going. We got to see a replay of that for sure, but never count Rico out. The number of times he gets knocked down and recovers, you don't worry about him until the final bell sounds. Getting that cold water on the head, liven his fighter back up. Oh, he clipped him right on the very front, right on the very front of the head. And then let's see, he's wobbled. He goes for the attack. Yeah, I wouldn't say that was too bad, honestly. It wasn't like a blatant cheating move. He was damaged. Rigters went for the attack, and Rico's hand just happened to touch a moment before or after. Hard to say. So what does that do now? That evens up the scorecard. We got a completely dead even scorecard. So going into the championship rounds now, 4 and 5, it's anybody's fight. But with only 2 rounds left, can't have one apiece. Somebody's going to have to either get a knockdown or win both rounds. Rigters is coming out with good intent there. Like every shot he throws right now is crisp, it's fast. We look at the number of strikes landed, and Rigters is not doing a bad job, but it's not about strikes landed. A lot of people mistake that. It's about damage. Always about the damage. So if you land 3 light shots, but the other guy lands 1 big booming shot, he should be winning. Oh, there's the big overhand. Again, the way that Rico throws it that I mentioned before, it kind of comes a little bit looping, but it's not that traditional hook. Just behind the guard, Rigters is back up. He looks focused, but let's see. Let's see what happens. 40 seconds left. Rico taking his time. So that left high kick has been working decently well for him and never landing flush, but oh, those ones landed hook cross. Okay, so into round 5, and this really puts the pressure now on Rigters. He's got to get a knockdown to even it up. That's the knockdown from the last round. Let's see the one from this round. In tight. Yeah, it's not like a technically proficient, like, oh, crispy shot, but look at that. He kind of kept his arm out while the other one was coming. Didn't pull it back until sort of the end there. No, he even kind of leaves the jab hand out for a prolonged period of time. Interesting. Okay. So Rico knows he's got this in the bag as long as he doesn't get knocked down. All he has to do is make it through round 5. Just not get knocked down. And he's still the champion. Less than 2 minutes left. Rigters has got to start putting some attempts together. Those single shots are nice. You know, the spinning things, but maybe a little bit too late for that at this point. And got to go back to the basics and try and land something like he did in round 3. We're down to the last minute now. See if either fighter has what it takes to dig deep. Rico doesn't really need to. I'm sure he could, but he doesn't need to. But he's still putting the fight on, still moving forward, not doing just an evasion, finishing off the fight safely. It's a nice low kick, good angle cut, but is it going to be enough? No, because he needs that extra point. What a time to have to really push deep. 30 seconds. 10 seconds more. Any Hail Mary shots coming? Ooh, nice scissor knee for the finish. But Rico stays sharp. Good front kick. Wobbles his opponent at the very end with that big defensive front kick up to the face. And Rico is going to remain the champion. Good fight, though. It's so impressive. The number of years that he has been on top. The number of people that he's fought. Pretty much everybody in the heavyweight. Just, wow. That was a fun fight.